Alright, so I'll get you to open up Autodesk Revit Architecture 2010. We're going to start taking our SketchUp model into the Revit environment to continue our documentation in Revit. Now, what we've got to do first, we'll open up a new project. We'll set up some settings within that project, and then we'll bring our SketchUp mass model into the Revit environment. Now, to open up a new project, I do not want you to use this one because this button here has got a predefined template associated with it. I want you to use a different template file that I've set up for you. So go to the Revit button here, click on the Revit button, hover over New until the flyout opens up, and create a new project is what I want you to open up that way. And when you get to the template file here, I'll get you to browse for the particular template file. I've called the template file template.rte, and we'll show you where that is on the college library, the college computer system, so that you can get a copy of that. But I'll just browse for it in my locations locally here, just for a second. Alright, so here's the file I want you to open up. And we'll click open to that, and then OK to create a new project. Now, probably straight away then, when we're into this Revit environment here now, I'll get you to save that file as a file of your own name. So you might want to call it Cabin1 or something like that, just whatever you do. So drop down the Revit button and click Save. Find the appropriate folder that you want to save it to. I'll just save it in our folder here, and I'll just call this Cabin1 2010. Click Save. Okay, so I will show you a few things about the Revit interface to start with. There is a major toolbar across the top here, and there's a couple of different tabs to the toolbar. This is it's commonly referred to now as the ribbon type of toolbar. We'll just stay on the home toolbar for the moment, and we'll introduce you to some of these commands as we go. Down through this area here, this is the project browser. This is where a collection of all of your views and sheets and schedules and other sorts of views that you might create of your model exist. Whereas in the main modelling menu, main modelling window through here, this is where you will actually do your modelling and see the model start to be created. In the project browser at the moment, one area that we'll concentrate on for a little while are the views. And underneath the views we've got floor plans, and I have previously in that template file set up a number of floor plans for you. We've also got some elevations that I've set up for you. I've created these elevations already. The elevation markers appropriate to those elevations there, I'll just zoom in on the screen here. Much like with SketchUp, I'm just using my middle wheel to zoom in, and this is an elevation marker with an elevation pointer. Now, the difference with Revit to SketchUp is that when you click and hold your middle wheel, that enters the pan command. Now, if you are in a 3D view, to orbit, you will click and hold your middle wheel as well as holding the shift key down. Anyway, just for starters, we'll set up a few other things just for the moment. So in an elevation view, well, let's introduce you to a few things here. I've got a floor plan called AHD. That stands for Australian Height Datum. More on that when we do surveying next semester. We've also got a level 1 floor plan, just set up by default. We haven't got anything created in these plans just for the moment. And we've got a site plan set up also. And the main difference with the site plan from the floor plan would be this scale down the bottom here, where we've got the scale set up to 1:200 at the moment. While I'm in the level 1 plan, what we might do to start with is we might start creating some building grids. And the other thing too is these two blue things in the middle here, we're probably not going to use them at all actually. So what I'll get you to do is hover over the top, or you can put a window, an inclusive window from left to right to select both of them, and then type VH, that stands for Visibility Hide. So that has hidden the visibility of those two characters. Okay, so while we're in there now, we're going to create some grids, much the same as we created in SketchUp with the grid lines that we set out. Now I've got a couple of reference planes already set up in this particular project. For the moment, I don't think they're going to be necessary for this project, so I might just get you to click on one of them and press delete. You'll get a little warning down the bottom saying that that was a pinned object and it's been deleted, and that's fine. So click on the other one and press delete, and the same dialog box comes up again. You can just close that if you need to. So what I'll get you to do now is go to the Annotate menu, and while you're in the Annotate menu, one of the options there somewhere, I'm just looking for it, will be the Grid command. That's probably not in the Annotate, it might be back in Home. Yeah, sorry, it is. It's in the Home menu, under Datum, Grid command, and let's just place the grids that we need for our cabin. Now don't even worry about their actual positions at the moment, but after you position the first one, I think we'll escape out of that, come down and click on it, then click on the text again so that you could edit that one to be capital X0. And once you've done that one, what you can also do is click on the grid line again. You get a checkbox above it that you can click, and that shows a bubble on both ends of that grid. Now after you've done that, in our cabin drawing we needed a number of grid lines spaced at 3600. Now I'm not even going to worry about getting the spacing exactly right at the moment. Let's just click the copy command just to show you how copy can work. First of all, select the grid line, then select the copy command, then click a point, look, preferably not on the object. I always like it if you come out in space, then give it the direction you want to copy that to, and then type a dimension. In our case, yes, it will be 3600, because that was one spacing. Now while that one is, you can click out to escape to deselect it. You can click on that again and then go back to the copy. Now this time make sure you check multiple and the options bar that pops up at the top. Now while multiple is on, you're going to be able to click from that grid line to that grid line to that grid line. Now I think that's what we had, 3 bays of 3600. But the next one, instead of clicking on that grid line again, let's just come out in that right hand direction and type 3000. Remember the carport grid line at the end was just 3 meters. Now because we already renamed that one to X0, all the subsequent ones become X1, X2, X3, X4, etc. So then when I put another grid in, and I'll put this one in down towards the bottom here and across, and I'll turn the checkbox on both sides so we get a bubble in both ends. I will rename that one, click on it again and call that one Y0, press enter, and then I will just select that and copy it up. Now that was 2100 for the veranda, and then I'll copy it again, was 6150, and press enter, and we might even leave that as the major grid setouts there for that point. So get to an arrangement something like that. Once you've done that, you can probably bring these grids in a little bit. So if you select on one of the grids, any one of them, you'll notice there's a dotted blue line joining all the grids. That means they're sort of locked together, so if you move one, you move all of them. And then there's a open blue circle here. So if you click and drag that open blue circle, you can sort of move all of the grids a little bit closer in. I'll do that again in this direction, clicking on that open blue circle, clicking on this side, click on the open blue circle and drag it in, and then that's probably pretty much done at this stage. What I might get you to do though before we finish is select all of them in a big window and then move them around until they're somewhat central to the elevation markers that were created before. And when you've done that, I'll get you to do a save. I'm going to stop the video at this point.